What's going on, guys? Chinese Cat here. Now, before I get started with this breakdown, I want to first apologize for the absence of videos for the past week or so. I just came down with a cold of some sort and I'm still trying to get it out of my system. Plus, lately there has been some construction work being done near where I live, and it's kind of hard for me to find time to record because there's just jackhammering and just other really annoying noises, and I just don't want you guys to hear all that in my recordings. But anyways, in this video I will be breaking down the newly released Battlefield Hardline Rescue Mode trailer, and as usual, let's just quickly watch the trailer itself.
Negotiations between the LAPD and a suspected drug ring have broken down. The LAPD is now prepared to free the hostages inside.
We've been given the green light. We have 3 minutes to neutralize the threat. Locate the hostages and get them to safety. I'm in position. I've got eyes on targets. Take the shot. Go, go, go!
All units, the room is clear. Keep looking for those hostages.
You, take the lead. Find some cover! We need evac on that hostage now! Targets! Get that hostage out of here! The whole place is gonna blow! Move, move, move!
Now, throughout this whole breakdown, I will probably be skipping some parts of the trailer which I don't think really includes anything interesting, so I can use that time to explain other things which may be more important. Getting started, we can get a pretty good glance of how big the map is itself. It doesn't look to be too big, and I would say it looks to be about a quarter of the size of the high tension map which we saw at E3, and which is also the map we played in the beta. So for now, this unnamed map is taking place at Mary Jane's Cleaners, which is also an underground marijuana grow lab, so hence the name LA's Green. So haha, funny. But again, there is an underground part to this, and you will see it throughout the whole trailer because that is where the hostages are held. Then in this next shot, we can get a glance of the law enforcement team, or basically the SWAT team. One of them is an operator which is holding what looks to be an M16A3, but throughout the whole trailer you will see a gun named the RO933. Now, this gun in real life is very similar to the M16. It is still on the AR-15 platform, so I don't know how big of a difference it will be with recoil, but later you will see the magazine size actually being up from the usual 30 rounds to 40 rounds in mag. And next to the operator, you can actually see a mechanic, which basically is an engineer. Now, it's kind of funny, I don't really see a point of running mechanic here since this map doesn't look like there will be many vehicles, and I don't think this game mode will really require a mechanic. But anyways, he is holding the M5K. Now, this is basically the MP5K, but they just renamed it. So that means this gun is making a return from Battlefield 3. The gun itself is actually equipped with some kind of grip in the front, which we can't see since his hand is blocking it, and also a red dot sight. But throughout the whole shot, we can get a pretty good glance of the whole SWAT team just moving in towards the building, and one of them is also holding the riot shield or the ballistic shield. Now right here is actually a pretty key important shot. So you can actually see 5 players. Now, later in the trailer, I will explain this game mode is actually a 5-on-5 no respawn game mode. But throughout the whole trailer, it kind of seems like, to me at least, that they just made it seem like this game mode is packed with people. But if you do look at the HUD later, you can actually see it is a 5-on-5 game mode, so just keep in mind of that. Again, you can get a pretty good glance of the RO933, and you can actually see the mag being slightly larger since again it does hold 40 rounds instead of 30. Then next, skipping just a little bit ahead, we actually get our first glimpse of how this whole game mode's HUD will kind of play out. Now on the bottom left hand side where the minimap is, above that you can see the players which are still alive, both for your team and for the enemy team. So throughout the whole game you can probably keep track. So maybe instead of rescuing the hostages, you can probably just kill the criminals and win the game instead. Now slightly above that you can see the two hostages symbols. They are just there to maybe give the player information telling how many hostages you are supposed to rescue. And not to mention, this whole game mode is time based, so if the police force runs out of time to rescue the hostages, the criminals will win. Now the timer will start at 3 minutes, and I'm pretty sure there will be multiple rounds to be played every single game. Now directing your attention to the bottom right hand side, you can see the mag size of this gun. It is 40 round, and again this gun is very similar to the M16A3 because it is on the same platform, but instead this gun is called the RO933. And lastly, I forgot to mention on the bottom of the ammo count, you can see something called reputation. Now, I don't know what reputation really means, but if I had to guess, maybe if you hurt the hostages or if you can quickly complete rounds as playing the police, maybe you will earn reputation points for unlocks and other certain things. I'm not very sure, but hopefully we can get more information on that very soon. Anyways, again, skipping ahead, we can see the shot of the M5K and the mechanics just reloading it. I just thought I'd just show you guys the shot because it looks pretty cool, and maybe some of you guys might be really looking forward to this gun. Then moving on, there is a very big battle going on. The police has breached into the laundry factory. As you can see, the police enforcer is just rushing into the factory with his baton. He hits the criminal enforcer in the face and tries to arrest him. Now, the criminal enforcer is actually holding the AKS-74U, so I'm guessing this gun is finally making a return from Battlefield 3 into Battlefield Hardline, as it is a pretty iconic submachine gun. Now, moving on just further into the trailer, we can see the police force has successfully made it into the grow lab and reached the hostage. He is just kind of tied up, and you or one of your teammates will have to carry the hostage out with your other teammates escorting you. So it's pretty interesting, and from the trailer it just looks like you can only have your sidearm out and not your primary weapon. So maybe that is a way of Visceral Games just kind of forcing teamwork up on the players, meaning you will have to cover the person who is carrying the hostage or else you will lose the game. And the last shot which I want to show you guys is of finally the RO933's name. You can finally see it in the kill feed and also right in front of the screen where it shows who you killed with what weapon. And you can also see the potato grip and an ACOG on the RO933. Anyways, the rest of the trailer is just a bunch of explosions which I don't really have to break down for you guys because it is just eye candy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like down below and subscribe. If not, hit the dislike button, but I would also love your constructive criticism and your feedback so I can make these videos better. Thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.